Scott, this race is beyond contentious. It's gotten pretty nasty in the last few days. Helena Moreno accuses James Perry of launching a smear campaign against her when he made comments regarding an accident she was involved in back in 2002. Now, this was an accident that killed a woman, but Perry says he was simply responding to questions from the media.
On Monday, October 14th, 2002, while driving to work, I was involved in a horrible and unforgettable accident.
City Councilwoman Helena Moreno is the first to announce she is running for mayor.
New Orleans voters will head to the polls in less than 2 months to decide who will run the city. Our exclusive WWL Louisiana poll released this morning show Helena Moreno with the commanding lead in the race for mayor.
All right, rewind the tape all the way back to September 30th, 1977. Veracruz, Mexico, little baby girl named Helena Nancy Moreno slide into the world. Daddy flexing, working big boy hours as an all-exec. Mama Nancy Pearson Moreno, book smart in the academic game. Whole family eventually pack up and dip to Houston, Texas. That's where shorty got raised, soaking up that dirty South grind. I'm speaking all facts like Ash, Boog, and Toddy in real life though. Fast forward to 95, she stepping out of Episcopal High School, thinking she big time, cap and gown type shit. She got her eyes on media, talking mass communication like she gonna reinvent the evening news. By 99, she locked down that degree at Southern Methodist University in Dallas. While she there, she writing for the daily campus student newspaper, typing stories like she Barbara Walters' little cousin. She even slide out to DC for a hot little minute, sitting up in American University, playing intern for none other than Hillary Clinton, aka Killary, at the White House. Like damn, from Veracruz baby crib to White House copy machine. That resume filling up quicker than a New Orleans pothole after it rained. But she ain't stopped there. She ran through TV stations like a club promoter with fake wristbands. KTRK TV, KHOU TV out in Houston, internship stacking. Then she dipped to WTOC TV in Savannah, Georgia to get that on-air grind. Camera lights hitting her face, mic in her hand, acting like she the people's storyteller. By the time she hit the endo, she landed at WDSU, ready to talk slick on the nightly news. Here's the thing, you can't just stay neutral when the city you cover is the murder capital and the justice system is crooked as a boomerang. In March 2008, she pulled a plug on that gig, like fuck the journalism shit, I'm gonna run the streets myself. She jumped straight into the political ring, challenging Congressman William J. Jefferson in the 2nd District. She talking about cleaning up the block, but voters like, girl, you just bad left Channel 6, chill. She forced it one off, but got smoked in the end. And yo, peep this, she losing to Jefferson, a man who already dragging corruption charges. That's like challenging a one-on boxing and still getting knocked out. Off the jump, her political career already had folks clowning.
Well, happening today, former U.S. Congressman William Jefferson is set to report to federal prison for 13 and a half years. Jefferson will be housed at a low-security prison in Beaumont, Texas. And WDSU News reporter Travers Mackel is on your side from Beaumont this morning and has a preview of Jefferson's first day behind bars.
Good morning again, Randy. The long fall from grace for former Congressman William Jefferson ends here in East Texas, where he'll serve a long prison sentence at the Federal Correctional Facility just up the road here in Beaumont, Texas.
October 14, 2002, clock hit 3:06 p.m. New Orleans police get that call for service. Crash with injuries, Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard in Carondelet. Officer Robert Twist, the first one out the gate. Minute later, 3:07, he slid up on the block and see the chaos already lit. Fire department and EMS on site, stretcher out, chest compressions going down on a white female yanked out the wreck. EMTs whispering grave condition, like hope already left the body. With 12 peeped the scene. 3 cars tangled, metal bent, glass everywhere. He started talking with the white female driver standing there, clearly rattled. The female driver, none other than Helena Moreno. Not the councilwoman, not the candidate, just a shook up Jeep Grand Cherokee driver sitting on the curve of MLK. A scene reporter who had only been on the job for 3 months, piecing together what just went down like a too much tea video. Bystanders stepped forward when 12 asked for witnesses. Patricia Flesher writes a vague statement, not much to pin down. Then Raymond Fortunia, he sharper. He said he was rolling behind a Honda Accord that caught the worst of it. Raymond saw that Accord hit the light on MLK but never slowed. He swore the car blew through, and that's when Moreno's Jeep came eastbound on Carondelet and T-boned the passenger side, smacking it so hard both wheels spin out like that boy Telly Hankton popping wheelers on a four-wheeler with no shirt on. 15 minutes later, command desk hit up Officer Edwin Ducote from the Traffic Fatality Investigation Unit. He the one designated to the lead. Lieutenant Melvin Howard, commander of the unit, he on deck too, telling the whole squad. Bovia, Carradine, Young, SATIRE rolled through. We got a fatal. Few minutes later, Cody at the scene. Melvin Howard handing him the keys to the case. Ducote sent Young and SATIRE off to Charity Hospital to get the names and condition of the injured, plus secure blood samples. One person, the driver of the Honda, still fighting, brain hemorrhage and broken jaw. Passenger gone. The kind of silence you can feel at a murder scene. Meanwhile, Kerry Barre, the third driver, stuck there shaking his head. He was waiting at the light when it happened. Said the Honda nearly rolled into his whip after Moreno's Jeep spun it into him. He run to help, find the driver unconscious, passenger crumpled. He even tried to calm Moreno down, told her stay in the ride, but she hop out, held and shook, sitting on the curb till her co-workers pulled up. 12 bring Moreno to Oshner Foundation Hospital before investigators even get back to the scene. At the hospital, Moreno answered questions, blood and urine drawn. Later, November 1st, 2002, Ducote sit her down again for an interview. The report read as such: no liquor smell, no slurred speech, no signs of impairment. But in her own words, she admitted she was doing 35 in the 25-mile-per-hour zone. Even with the other whip running the light, had she not been speeding, maybe, just maybe, she would have been able to hit the brakes.
On Monday, October 14th, 2002, while driving to work, I was involved in a horrible and unforgettable accident. On that rainy day, my Jeep Cherokee and the Honda Accord driven by Ms. Vanessa Robinson collided suddenly and violently. Despite the heroic actions of police and firefighters, Ms. Pauline Bengo, a passenger in Vanessa Robinson's vehicle, died at the scene.
That 10 mile over ain't just a ticket. That's 10 turned into one lost life. Another life forever changed, and a reputation that should have been totaled along with the cause. And now in 2024, Shorty got the gall to file for mayor of New Orleans like the people forgot. That's like donating the napkins to a cookout and trying to take buku to go plates. So picture this, 8 years after that fatal crash, 2010 roll round. Streets of New Orleans still remember, but politics move like folks with amnesia. Aaron Carter Peterson bounce up to the state senate, lead the District 93 House seat wide open. And who show up hungry? Helena Moreno, dusting off the TV makeup and stepping into another spotlight. May 1st, 2010, special election primary. He pulled 27% of the vote, slide into a runoff with James Perry, who had 38. Her campaign in all red carpets and handshakes. The ghost of that fatal 2002 wreck still hanging over her head, plus traffic violations stacking up on her record. People in the city start side-eyeing like, damn, she can't even drive the speed limit, but she want to write laws. Even with all that smoke, she grinded out, snagged a runoff, and by May, she's sitting in Louisiana House of Representative. That seat hers, controversy glued to her name like a lace front. And the next year, 2011, nobody even bothered running against her. She slide back unopposed, like the block just drew up its hand and said, fine, take it. They gonna give it to you anyway. Fast forward to October 14, 2017, election night in the city. Moreno out here moving on a bigger board now, gunning for that Division 1 at-large seat on the New Orleans City Council, and she crushed it, near 2-1 margin over her two opponents. No runoff needed. That's when the power really starts stacking.
Council at Large Division 1, this was the one that State Representative Helena Moreno handily won. There will be no runoff. She is the person who will succeed Stacey Head on the council, who is going to be leaving because of term limitations.
2019 to 2023, she flexing as city council president, gavel in her hand, calling shots, still in the inner circle, still making moves. And now we sitting in 2024, October 8th to be exact, paperwork filed. Helena Moreno trying to make that final jump, mayor of New Orleans.
New Orleans City Council President Helena Moreno is officially running for the mayor's race next year. Moreno has not made a formal announcement announcement, but she did file a disclosure form with the Louisiana Ethics Board, noting that she was seeking the position. Moreno, who is going into the final year of her second term with the council, was a state representative and a journalist prior to winning her council seat. Moreno is barred by term limits from seeking re-election for her at-large seat. The primary election for mayor is slated for October 2025.
Yeah, same Helena who T-boned a Honda, left her driver with brain hemorrhage, passenger dead, and admitted to speeding 10 miles above the speed limit when it all went down. Same Helena who had the traffic beef dragged into her campaign. Same Helena who slid from the newsroom into the White House, then into City Hall. Like a career ladder, they ain't got no weight limit. The audacity, wow, fam. That's like putting hot dog wieners in cabbage and still insisting you can be the head chef at Commander's Palace. October 8, 2024, courthouse steps, paperwork in hand. Helena Moreno make it official. She running for mayor of New Orleans. Cameras flashing and scratching, a smile saying fresh start. But the streets remember, you can't file away a body count like you file away campaign forms.
New at 10, New Orleans City Council President Helena Moreno has officially announced her campaign to run for mayor of New Orleans. Tonight, she posted this logo on social media with the slogan, Vision, Leadership, Change. She says tomorrow morning she'll be launching her campaign to, quote, move New Orleans in a new direction.
It's the same city where traffic lights got more storage than politicians, and hers still the loudest. The hustle of politics, man, it be recycled like aluminum cans. Moreno rode through the House, held the gavel as council president. It's like every rung she climbed, that accident dragging underneath, but she still act like gravity don't exist. You look at her path, and the math ain't mathing. From Veracruz baby crib to Houston prep school to DC intern, Hillary Clinton to Savannah, and now New Orleans TV lights. She built the resume, no doubt, but being mayor ain't just a resume contest. This city wants somebody who gonna fix the levers of corruption, not somebody who already got cracks in their own foundation. And yo, let's be real. New Orleans drivers catch a ticket just for sneezing past the speed limit. Regular folks hit 35 and the 25, they getting whipped over by 12, mailed a fine, or sitting in court all day. Moreno hit 35 and the 25, somebody died, somebody else left brain damage, and 2 decades later, she got the audacity to stand up like she the savior of the city. So now, as the mayor's race heats up, Helena Moreno gonna try to sell herself as the leader to steer this city forward. How you gonna steer New Orleans when you couldn't even keep your own ride at the speed limit? Voters gotta ask themselves, is this the story of redemption, or is this just somebody trying to remix their past? Like the accident was a forgotten track off a trash mixtape. Either way, the October 2nd crash ain't vanishing. It sit on the record books, cold and permanent. Every ballot she touched, that ghost gon' hover. And say, bruh, every punchline wrote itself. Helena Moreno speeding through life, still expecting the keys to the city.